23rd June 2006, we are at Lake George, New York, aboard the Hurricane cruise ship. If I make cruise ship, actually, dear, hey dear, hey, get it? That's the view of Lake George.
Lake is entirely spring fed through a series of large underground springs and some surface tributaries, and it is the drinking water supply for the village of Lake George as well as all the other municipalities
176
surrounding the
miles
lake.
of shoreline, 200
Those areas
meters
outside
deep
of the water
at
district
its
will they
deepest
pump the
point.
lake directly out of the water and
Lake
into their
George.
homes to be used as their domestic water supply untreated. So that's why we ask you to please help us keep the lake clean and not to throw anything into the lake. Now we're just...
That's the old courthouse built in 1845. Now it has been restored. This is the village of Lake George.
Now this area to our left, Lake George Village, north 10 miles, north 15, directly ahead of it. English Tudor mansion, built in the 1880s, once the home of Charles Peabody. He was an investment banker from New York City, affiliated with the Spencer Trust brokerage firm. The name of this estate is Everly, presently owned by a local real estate developer who also owns Water Slide World, a water park south of the village of Lake George. Now this estate has recently been subdivided. You can see some new homes there north of the mansion. If you look at the two homes highest on the hill, they're almost identical. Matching houses, matching gazebos, matching boathouses. Built by father and son. Artist. That was the Stiglitz estate. And subsequent to that, it was the summer home of the Singer family of the Singer Sewing Machine Company. He's on the island. Back around 1900, Tuttle was a former U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. He ran against Franklin Delano Roosevelt for governor of New York State in 1930. He was the grandfather of Charles H. Tuttle, who I just mentioned. Now, he named his estate Rock Ledge, and it's still known as Rock Ledge Resort.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Tiago, देखो.
Where's your life jackets? A restaurant, a private club, it is now the private residence of a local doctor.
Their property, which is worth 2 weeks, is worth $45,000.
In 1876, the state of New York was claiming possession of all uninhabited islands. When George heard about this, all of a sudden, the area between his estate and the island was filled in with rock. This is known as Green Harbor, and the next point of land is Cooper Point, named after James Fenimore Cooper, the historical novelist who wrote Last of the Mohicans. Now on Cooper Point, we have the Green Harbor Mansion, once the home of the Pitcairn family, heirs to the Pittsburgh Plate. This large bay up to our left is known as belongs to Canoe Island Lodge on the mainland of Diamond Point.
Privately owned island on Lake George.
To our left.
All around you can see the
This is where they take their guests for their
Adirondack
weekly picnics and barbecues. You can see the nice little sand beach right in the center of the island.
Lake George.
And the smaller one, that's a little canoe, and there's a private residence on that island. There are 176 islands on Lake George, with 48 of those being available for camping or
76
picnicking.
islands on Lake George, of which
Now this large island
20
coming up here on
privately
our left
owned.
is Long Island, the largest island on Lake George.
That's the Long Island, the
This
largest
is a camping island operated by the state. There's 90 campsites on that island as well as a ranger station. And you can get a permit, go out here and camp. Get a permit for a weekend, $1 a day. And these two mountains you see here to our left about Long Island. The one in the foreground, that's Pilot Knob Mountain. One behind that, that's Buck Mountain. This is all state land. There are now this large bay off to our left is known as Dunham Bay. And out to our right we have another island known as Diamond Island. Getting its name from the crystalline quartz crystals that used to be found along its shoreline. This is a picnic island operated by the state. You get a permit, you come out here to have a picnic. You get a half-day permit, a whole-day permit, or even a season's pass and go to the various picnic convenient port and the stone pillars. This is a great example of an Adirondack camp. Many of these types of camps were built back around 1890, 1900 and lined many of the Adirondack lakes and rivers. Not many of them left.
John? Baby ko to. Baby. Baby. Hello, baby. Good boy. Good boy. Ava.
이게
Love
얘지
it. Love it.
내게 내기
La
내기
la 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 la.
이거지
La la. When are we going back, Mama?
We're turning around now.
That was talking like that.
Our area on the first deck,
That's
as
the
we'll be
$1 million
deploying
beach,
lines from that area out
because
onto the
it
dock.
cost $1 million to
Also,
build
the companionway
in the
area where you got on
1950s.
board, stay clear of that area as well, as we'll be deploying lines out of that area onto the dock. Once they are fully secured at the dock, I'll make an announcement when you may disembark. But please stay in your place now until we are firmly secured at the dock.
Thank you, Baba.
You stay out of the stairwells.
I'm a lily, thank you.
I'd like to extend you all a very pleasant afternoon here in Lake George or wherever your travels may take you. And if you do have a chance,
Okay.